Hey everybody, and welcome to the AJS News Show, where we're going to go over the gaming news for the last week.
But first, we have an especially important word from our sponsor.
What's up, guys? OJ here. Just wanted to give you a friendly reminder to subscribe and, ring the bell. It'd be nice. That's it. Thank you, guys. Bye.
That was an especially important
Amazing.
news.
Truly amazing.
Yes, truly amazing. The display poster design contest has ended. We have selected the winners. Some amazing posters, and that is going to be available very, very soon on our Display store with a 30% off code. So it'll be awesome for the launch, but wait for the launch of the video so that you can get the code and you can, engage in all that. So, yeah, it'll be awesome.
Thank you guys who entered, and it was very difficult to choose.
Yeah, there was a lot of
There were so
really
many
good
good
ones.
Over 60 of them, guys. Wow, I can't wait to share with you. We'll do it in a celebration video. So, let's get to the news.
Well, this
What
week,
did we miss?
there was some big stuff this week. A lot of people were upset. We got another expose. I don't.
Oh, yes,
people
from
upset.
Jason Schreier of Kotaku. He did the Anthem one, which
was big.
Yeah, and this one is regarding Activision and their bullshit, okay? Number one, they are crunching their workers. They are issuing mandates to get these things done, and basically I think it is contract workers or Q&A workers are being treated like garbage. And then the second part to that is that they've been lying to us all along about Black Ops. Now, I knew.
What?
I knew about
Lots of
Black
half-truths.
Ops. Half-truth?
Yeah, I mean, they lied. I think that they're full of shit. But their excuse was like, no, we didn't lie. Well, technically.
Right, because they said that we were never going to do a single-player campaign.
Traditional.
Traditional is the exact quote. We were never going to do a traditional campaign, but they tried to pass it off like, no, we were always planning to not do the campaign.
It's all about the wording.
Turns out that they were doing a campaign, this two-player, adversarial, multiplayer, open world call. How cool does that sound? That sounds like the innovation that I've always wanted from the motherfucking Call of Duty franchise. Unfortunately,
Fucking Red Dead Redemption ruined everything.
they couldn't get it to work. They might have been iterating it, but then Activision once again comes down with the mandates that, we know when Red Dead Redemption's coming out. Release your game at this point. And they're like,
We don't have time.
But no, we...
all right. Battle Royale. Yeah, so that was some major bullshit, and they need to treat their employees better from what I hear.
The article, this one wasn't as big of a reveal as the last one, but this one did bring up a lot of really good points. One, it highlights that contractors and particularly QA people in the video game industry are treated like shit.
Yeah.
I mean, they're treated very poorly.
Contractors are always treated like shit.
Yeah.
I was an actual contractor for Dell before I started the AngryJoeShow.
Yes.
You were not a blue badge. That's what they call real Dell employees.
Can I have one of those donuts? Let me see your badge.
Ain't got no blue badge.
No donuts.
Got a green badge, blue badge. Yeah, and we were treated like shit. People were just rotated out, didn't get their vacation, all the good stuff that comes along with that. So I really sympathize with that. And these people need to be treating their Q&A people a lot better. I don't know why this has become a thing in development, but it is.
It's been for a long time, too.
That they're second-class citizens. No,
Money.
these are the people that if they do their job right and you let them do their job right, I ain't got no complaints, in the fucking bugs and glitches department. You can get a whole point or two from reviewers.
Yeah, they're treated like second-class citizens. They're treated like unskilled laborers, and that's not true at all. And this article actually bothered me a lot. And I checked in with two of my friends. Both are QA leads, one here in Austin and one in Southern California. And he said that, look, this Activision is an asshole for doing what they do. We're using these contractor companies. Volt is actually the bad guy in this scenario because Volt is this contract. It's the company that actually employs the QA contractors. And so Activision contacts Volt and says, look, I don't want to pay someone $20 an hour. I will pay you $20 an hour, and whatever you want to pay them, but you train them, you do the HR. So these QA people come in, they have worse benefits than their Activision counterparts. They get paid less because Volt's got to make their money. And so
They don't get invited to the parties.
no parties,
not,
can't
no.
talk to anyone, can't do any of those
Can't
things.
have the parking spot.
Yeah. So what this is standard, but it's horrible that it shouldn't be standard. And it's at Dell, it's at Activision, it's at Blizzard, it's at Zynga, and all of these huge companies all do this. And what's nice about the article is it does bring these issues to light because we do need to make sure that these people are treated better.
I hate it. It's just a way to avoid paying them benefits and insurance and things like that by hiring out all these other companies. But
yeah, like it sucks because like these guys are very talented. They just want to get a foot in the door, so they're trying to get any means. It's like, all right, well, I'm going to go to this company. Maybe this could happen, but it's a long shot because these guys are just like it's a rotating thing.
That's why
a lot of these people have other talents. They're just doing that until they get their foot in the door, but they're treated.
Because if you got the same job with Activision Direct, you get paid significantly better. You get the benefits and the vacation. You can go to the parties. You have the right color badge. But those jobs are harder to get. You go to Volt, guaranteed employment. You get everything else, but you're treated like garbage.
You
may
don't get
not
the other perks.
Yeah, you may not get hired on. So it was
fuck Activision.
Yeah, well, everyone who uses these type of contractors and treated people poorly. So
and that sort of ties into the fact that Black Ops is now garbage, microtransaction filled garbage. They fucking lie. Not only did they lie to us about that they wouldn't put in or that they weren't really ever working on a campaign, they were. And then they lied to us about, well, we're not going to lock guns behind a paywall and loot boxes. They did. And then they put in the red dot. But wait! There's more! They put in this stupid red dot. It is like all these mechanics after the fact. After I reviewed the game, after I said, hey, this is actually pretty fun. Hey, this is one of my favorite Battlefield or Battle Royales, and gave it all this positive, and there was some positive things around it, despite the fact that it was missing so much, right? And some people realized that it was missing so much and said, no, I don't care. I relaxed. Shouldn't have relaxed because 3 months later, 6 months later, this kind of stuff. So I don't know, how do we factor that into our reviews? They found a way to get around reviews.
Yeah, right. Shit. They're like, all right, now that Joe did it,
now that everybody has reviewed,
unleash hell,
unleash the hounds, right? Yeah. But and that happened in NBA 2K where they turned it into that ad experience. Where you skip the ads.
Did
and
you
all
get
that
it?
bullshit.
I couldn't find it for $1.
It was supposed to be $3.
Well,
you couldn't even find it for $3.
No, it was still $60. I was like, no.
Right, it was probably just like for a week.
I think that's what it was. It's like, damn it, I missed it.
Fuck Black Ops now, and I don't know how we factor that in. We're gonna have to do like I guess just an angry rant,
a segment here, or something.
An angry rant segment here on the AJS News to keep people informed of how the game is updating.
Progressing.
So maybe game updates could be a new segment on the show or something.
Like
I don't know.
Battlefront.
Yeah, I do want to play Battlefront again. They've got droidkas in there, Joe. I was saving that for the last, but okay. They got droidkas in there. They've been doing constant updates to the game. This is an example of EA actually going the right direction and in opposite direction for Activision. Well, they need to because we fucking railed on it. Their stock fell. But they could have just abandoned it and been like, we're not working on Star Wars Battlefront ever again. Fuck that game. But no. The game designer, the producers are still passionate about it. They're putting out new maps, new heroes, new modes. The Ewoks are in, Joe. Remember that feedback I had from, and it's in there
almost.
Now. So we're going to play it again.
There's one character missing though.
There is one character. I said
I'd come back.
Though? I'd come back for the Gungan army and for Jar Jar Binks.
Damn it.
I will even pay you $5, up to $5.
Up to $5.
Up to
$3 for Jar Jar Binks. $5.
That way that's going down.
I'll go $5. Come on, give me Jar Jar Binks.
And then he's sold. That's all you gotta do right there.
Gross.
Misa gonna kick your ass.
All right, well, we got some Google Stadia news this last week, and things aren't looking so hot for Google Stadia.
I don't think it ever was.
Yeah.
Google Stadia is fucking dead on arrival, guys. Yeah. Did you hear about this? It is fucking... on top of your subscription... on $60 for games. You have to essentially buy the game in addition to paying for the subscription
and the updated internet and for the controller and everything.
And the market is so goddamn small for this already, and you just evaporated all you had left with having to have people. There's quotes, right? Yeah. The CEO or whatnot, or the guy in charge of Stadia was talking about, pricing and things like that. So it's not exact. They haven't announced official exact numbers, but it seemed like they were going to just do you pay full price for the game, and they say, oh, well, yeah. And they're like, well, what about the subscription service price? Well, I think gamers are, they will pay for the, ability to play their games anywhere on their phones or this or that. I was like,
No.
Do you know gamers? You talking about gamers here? Gamers already have a console. Gamers already have a PC. Gamers already have these little things. They're not going to pay another subscription fee on top of all their other subscription fees and then pay full price for a game they don't even freaking own. This is digital rights. You're getting a license. You're paying for a license. So
this is the dumbest thing, because honestly, I'm just going to get the Xbox Pass.
Literally showing up dead. You remember my Mind Jack review, Joe?
Oh, God.
That's here. Let me show you. This is how Stadia is.
And I present to you Google. Huh?
Google Stadia.
Do
Do something, come on.
Do something.
You're embarrassing me in front of the audience.
That's how Google Stadia is going to show up. I don't understand it.
Well, I mean, Phil Harrison, the chief of Stadia, has been really busy. He's been talking to everybody who listen. GameSpot, he did an interview, and he's trying to sell this to people, but it's not working. So he was talking about, he's addressing concerns. Like, the biggest concerns that I have is if you are playing on their servers and you want to play something where frame data matters, you're playing The Witcher, for example, and you're trying to dodge something, you're trying to parry, you're trying to do anything, then what's the lag going to be like? And
fighting games.
And what about data caps? Because if you're playing these games for long periods of time, normal ISPs won't let you do it.
Yeah.
And he thinks, out of the kindness of their hearts, that the ISPs will just simply raise data caps.
What?
His quote, it's like the most naive, adorable thing ever. He's like, no, the ISPs, because they did it in the past. They'll
do it again.
They'll do it
They'll
again.
raise data caps.
Data caps. It's
Oh,
like,
ain't that cute?
Yeah,
But it's
Comcast.
wrong.
You realize that that's Google, and this is Google who has competed with these ISPs before with Google Fiber. I live in Austin, Texas.
Where is
Where is it? Where my games at? Where my Google Fiber at? I still do not have Google Fiber. They announced that shit 4 or 5 years ago, Joe.
It's coming.
And yeah, they got
Well,
it downtown in like one little pocket-rich neighborhood and nowhere else. I'm like, what the fuck? Where the fuck? Google? And then I look up articles. Oh, they're losing money, and Google's not interested in this and that, and they're so complicated. Well, I understand that the ISPs are bullying, and doing all that stuff, but it's not just that. There's other things that Google will start. I feel like recently, I used to love Google, but I feel like recently Google is starting to lose its way or whatever. They start these things and then they don't finish it. Does everybody remember this here the Google Glass?
Yeah.
You remember the Google Glass? Look, I bought one of these Google glasses.
Oh, look at you, fancy.
yeah.
How's that
What's
work?
my power level? Is it good?
2.
2? Oh, that's good.
Power level.
That's so much better. That's twice as high as your power
Damn
level.
it!
Yeah.
Why am I 1? Yes, I'm number
He's
1.
twice.
He's number 1, yeah.
So I just feel like they start these things and then they kind of like, oh no, my Google Glass. They start these things and
Get
then they
replacement.
kind of like forget about it or don't support it, and I'm concerned that Google's Stadia is going to be like that. That it's just used to push the technology forward, and then they let it go, and then nobody else pops up.
Well, they keep talking. You mentioned that there's a shrinking customer base, and so the other thing that Phil was talking about as far as ISP goes is 5G wireless. The wireless services are going to start coming out, and those don't have data caps. Well, only 2. He said all of the ones I know of, well, only 2 of them are unlimited. Everyone else is limited. And Verizon's is only in a small section of Chicago and Minneapolis. So
We're moving, boys.
there's probably 3 people in Chicago and 1 guy in Minneapolis, maybe 1 guy in
And they
downtown
already have
Austin.
consoles,
They're
and
just
they
selling.
already have-
They're just selling Google Stadia to them. So I don't get it.
Honestly, I want to see this unicorn that has Google Fiber, the Google Glasses, and Stadia.
Oh yeah, there's somebody out there that
that does not exist.
Yes, it does.
It's the actual
I will
staff.
find you.
Well,
It's the
Google Plus.
staff.
He's probably the only guy left on Google Plus or whatever their social
Oh, that's
media thing
another
was.
thing
yeah.
that they
Oh, I
left
forgot
by the
about
way.
that.
Forgot about
Google
that thing.
Plus, because it's so irrelevant that you
Yeah.
completely forget about the fucking Google Facebook shit.
Oh man.
Anyway,
Well,
dead on arrival, guys. Seriously, at this point, Google Stadia
Unfortunately.
is a joke. It's a joke
Ouch.
for very few people. Like the the rich people in good areas with no data caps, with great internet, with only wanting to play RPGs and other games that don't require a lot of lag, and that also that want to pay full price for a game that they don't own their games or the libraries anymore, and then don't mind another subscription.
I think you should.
But don't have a console,
Or don't have a console, or don't have a good computer, and want to play this badass RPG game on their fucking phone.
Yeah.
All right. Got it.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. We actually got the next installment of the Developers Go to Parliament this last week, which was super funny. Last week we got part two. So this week it was King Digital and some other smaller companies, but King Digital was the one there because they're the developers of Candy Crush, and Candy Crush is the end all be all mobile.
Man, fuck Candy Crush.
Well, they were there.
I don't play it. I don't know.
My
Joe?
mom does.
Your mom plays that?
That's the only game she plays. It's like, really?
My God.
Come on.
Well, your mom's
she's
a
the
gamer
problem.
now, Joe.
No, she's not.
Yes,
no,
she's
she's not.
Yeah. Well, so Alex Dale, the rep for King, was asked repeatedly whether or not King Digital has used psychologists or people are gambling experts to try to make their games more addictive. And so he kind of danced around the question.
Of course.
Well, yes. Well, so he dances around the question over and over again, and he says, "No, we don't hire psychologists, but we do hire people that study addiction and then helped us figure out." And they have
make it more addictive.
Yeah, and so my favorite part of this whole process was Damian Collins, who is the head chair, says, "To me, the distinction you make there is saying is I don't employ a chef in my home, but I do employ someone who cooks my food," and it's. And it just kind of it was so fun to read these things because I was worried. We were worried last week that this whole EA and Epic thing, that the UK wasn't going to get anywhere with this legislation.
Right, take it seriously.
But
they seem to be constantly fucking up.
They are the game industry. The reps are just absolutely
terrible,
just, like screwing everything up. So I think that we are going to get some legislation.
Well, all you have to do to see that they're fucking lying through their teeth and they're manipulating people, especially people in power, to try to sneak this under everything. I hope the UK cracks down on it, and then the US will follow suit. All you have to do for proof that there is psychology, that there is manipulation, that there is gambling tendencies, is watch this video. I'm going to throw it up over here. It's this guy talking, and this was from Jim Sterling's video, where this guy's giving a sort of a conference on how to make the mobile games more addicting. He's like, this is great. Here's what you do. You do this and that. Oh, it's great. It's wonderful. It's like, for who?
Yeah.
For like you and your corporate overlords.
Yes.
Yeah. But for gaming, it's terrible. And for gambling addiction, it's terrible. And for children, it's fucking terrible who get used to this stuff. And just fuck loot boxes. Just fuck them. I'm ready for a loot box ban.
Me too.
I'm ready for that.
Well, so some of the other things that Dale said is he was asked, like, did King ever do things to limit the addiction? And so they used to email people that would spend more than $250 a week, but they said they didn't like it, so they stopped. And then they also looked into gaming disorder.
Don't email me.
They did some research on gaming disorders, so they knew it was a thing even before the World Health Organization looked into it, and just said that the players didn't like them looking into it, so they simply stopped. So they knew the entire time, and so they know exactly what they're doing. So screw them. Don't play Candy Crush.
No.
Don't play loot box games where that's tied to progression, and it's got the fucking timers and walls.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of mobile games, how was your Harry Potter?
No, how's your Harry Potter? Did you download it?
I did not. I saw you playing it.
Oh, yeah, I did download it. I downloaded it, and we downloaded it at this pizza place.
Yeah.
And I freed a guy, and then there was some down the
street.
He was
in the bathroom.
And I played a little bit, and then within no time at all, I hit a fucking wall, Joe. And I was like, "Fuck this! I'm not
serious?
Yeah,
why?
It took a little bit longer than that, but I was like, "Yeah, I'm not fucking bothering with this." I thought that the little AR part of it was cool and a little bit better than Pokemon Go, but of course it needs to be because it's been several years.
Yeah.
But you hit that wall, you hit that timer really quick. Where you want, or you're tempted to pay. So I'm like, fuck that.
You ran out of points.
I uninstalled and I deleted that
Insert
shit.
credit card too.
No,
I didn't like it.
What a
And it's
waste,
kind of,
then.
I don't know, it's kind of boring. And the real reason I deleted it was because it's like, I don't care about some random generic little wizard dude that I find. Like, it's finding a new species of Pokemon and like what their traits are and what noise they make and all this. That's way cooler than some random guy.
Well, the owner of the company says that Harry Potter's appeal is much larger than Pokemon. So you're wrong.
Okay, well he's wrong.
Yeah,
Fuck that guy.
I
Fuck
don't
that
know.
game.
Let's get the
Fuck that
stats.
guy. Fuck that game. That's why it's got 1/3 of Pokemon Go. So.
Yeah. Well, this last week, Andrew Wilson and company at EA, they released all of their 2018 data, and because they didn't do so well, I mean, they had a lot of big failures. They decided to not take their cash bonus. So normally there is a performance bonus that EA executives get.
What?
It was totaling almost $5 million, and they decided that they're going to give it away to employees, and that's what
That's
EA.
good.
EA.
They're not taking their bonuses.
They're not taking the bonus. The cash
and they're
bonuses.
giving it to. Okay.
Do you want to hear the second part?
I was about to
You wanna
say,
say part
this
two?
is the first good thing. Never mind.
I gave 2 claps.
Yeah.
That's it.
Well,
Those two.
so that is what they told everybody, and so if they make you think, oh, Andrew Wilson's salary is only $1 million, and so him giving up the
Only
$1
$1 million.
$1 million bonus is a lot.
Wow.
When you realize that yes, he only has $1 million salary, but last year he got $32 million in stock given to him as part of his compensation package, and so he turned down the little $1 million bonus. So
a bonus.
yeah, the executive team
I
still
don't
take
need
their
the
stock.
bonus.
So he still was going to walk away with just about $20 million for last year. But the rest of the
He got it
C-level
all last
executives.
year. I'm gonna take that back here. How do we?
unclap?
Oh, hey, yeah,
I think it still makes a sound though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Boy, took him back. Fucking
Shit.
No, it's good that at least that he is giving that money to the employees.
For
'Cause
sure.
They could have been fucking dicks and continued to take it and keep it. So, but the company is losing money. So if
making
they did
less,
that,
making less than it did
making
last
less
year.
than it did, but if they did that, it would look really, really bad. So I am glad that at least the employees are getting some of the money back. But clearly, that guy's not bothered
They're
because
just
he
like,
sucked it all
no.
up
Yeah.
They're
last
just
year.
like, how can we improve our image? Oh, let's tell them this. It's like, we didn't take
Let's
the bonus
sprinkle
this
some
year.
crumbs on the peasants that
What
work
about
below
your
us.
investments?
Oh, the
Shh,
trickle
don't tell
down.
them that.
Yeah.
See, it's
Oh,
the trickle
that
down.
trickle.
It always works.
Always.
It will always trickle down. That better because at this point, if their stock, right? Mm-hmm. Well, their stock's going down.
Yes.
And if they don't do something different, then his shit is not going to be as worth as much as he thinks it is.
Yeah.
So gamers.
They got to sell
that
some
in
stuff.
mind.
I mean,
Keep
they're going
that
to
in
come out
mind.
with something every year, so they'll be.
Hopefully they learn is what I'm saying, and don't keep putting out shit that like the loot box is tied to progression.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking Madden Ultimate. I don't know
FIFA.
if we'll ever be able to penetrate that.
Nope.
But if the UK and the US crack down on that, that might help and change. We'll see.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
I mean, I would just be fine if you can spend $5 to get the player, the uniform, or whatever that you want. But
Or fucking make those games free. Don't spend $60. Don't charge us $60 and then do all that stuff on top of that. Make it free, and then I ain't never buying no loot box.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Go back to the glory days.
There was never a glory days where it was free. If you want to go back to the glory days, then just rip out the loot box completely.
Madden 96.
That's the better one. That's the.
But you can customize everything.
Yeah,
That's
NBA
amazing.
Jam.
2K.
That was good.
NFL 2K. Anyways.
All right, so this week we also got a letter from Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo joined legal forces to write a letter to the U.S. government. They're trying to get them to give an exemption to consoles that are made in China on the Trump tariffs. And this is really
That's legit. What
I
you
know.
said. Remember, you brought it up. And I was like, man, they ain't never
Yeah, I
gonna
remember the
fucking
bet.
bring it. Nah, it ain't gonna be. What bet?
Between y'all,
I
you said
remember.
it's never gonna
Oh,
happen.
that's right. It's never gonna happen. I still think it's never gonna happen. But I think Trump's just be like, and then China's like, and then
A lot of noise.
a lot of noise, and then nothing's gonna come from it, and we won't have to spend an
I
extra
hope not.
$100 at least.
an extra $100 on the PS5 and the Xbox
Controllers are
Scarlet or
expensive,
Scarlet or
right?
whatever they're gonna call it, because if that happens, gamers, Let's rally together and
Yeah.
be like, cut this shit out.
Well, the letter is actually pretty
Stop it.
compelling. It goes over and says that, look, these consoles, 96% of all consoles destined for the U.S. come from China, and so it affects almost everyone coming in. These consoles have very low profit margins, so 100% of whatever increases from tariffs go directly on the consumer, and there's almost no risk of a Chinese company stealing the technology from these things because there are no Chinese-based console makers because they just simply buy those ones themselves. So all of the reasons that these tariffs are put in place kind of don't apply. Now, the danger with these tariffs is the way that the tariffs work is there is a list that says everything from China except, and then it has a list of things that are exempt. So it's medical supplies, I think rare earth minerals, and one or two other things. So it's not like Trump can just say, well, I'll let...
consoles.
They would have to do them by name,
Right.
and so I'm open for board games and video game consoles and some other things.
And
that would
video
come.
game consoles. We'll
So-
see. But I'm going to push back against you a little bit because there are some Chinese consoles out there that just rip the technology off. But it's such a small market. There's such shitty piece of shit machines, and that's such
Soulja
a
Boy.
small part of it, and that's where it doesn't affect us over here in the U.S. Now, if there were U.S. companies making U.S.-based consoles and they needed some tax breaks, we can give them tax breaks. We can incentivize them in other ways rather than putting this huge tariff on it where it costs us another $100 just to buy the PS5. That ain't good. Mothers, fathers, grandmas, everybody who's buying the children and be like, I'm not buying that, it's too expensive. Then the children and be like, what the hell? And then throw a fit. And that's going to blow up in the Trump administration's face. And if he doesn't think so, just you wait.
We'll
it. Yeah.
we'll have to see.
Do it.
No.
Don't do
No,
it.
don't
Don't
do
do
it.
it. Don't
Please.
do it.
What do you mean?
Don't
Yeah.
do it.
Don't threaten him.
No, I'm not going to threaten that guy. I think he's crazy. All right. I think it's just blow hard. They're just, positioning because, he's like the art of the deal, he's got to blah, blah, blah. So that when he gets to the negotiating table, he can, do something, but that ain't. When are they going to negotiate? You told me last week
it should be,
and the week before.
Well, so the G20 was going on, so they met on Sunday, and we should find out what happens within the next couple of days. We hope.
right.
But there's all sorts of stuff that he's got to be doing. He's not doing. He's not doing the census and all that other stuff. But whatever. We'll see what happens.
Gotcha.
Hopefully, very soon.
Okay. Well, I've got some news stories I wanted to. The Droidka, I wanted to announce that the Angry Joe Show will go and look at it, see how Battlefront has progressed. 2 has progressed. I was gonna wait for Fallujah, that map from the old pandemic Battlefront 2, but I think that's not till like August. So we should definitely go back and play that together, Joe.
That'll be fun.
And then there was this news story about Pokemon. I like saying
Pokemon.
that. And that it reminded me of a little bit of Madden and how, they'll take away features and then later on they'll put them back as something new. Well, what happened here was this is the first Pokemon that is going to be not allowing you to catch all the different Pokemon. Now, it might be unreasonable to expect them to put 800, 900 things in there.
Is it?
It is. It isn't. I agree with you, Joe, because it's not like they're going crazy with each one of the iterations. They still don't talk, for Christ's sake. Except for Pikachu says Pikachu, but the other ones are supposed to talk and they don't and make the stupid noises. I've been waiting years for them to upgrade that, and it's still not. We have a next generation Switch, still not doing that. Makes me freaking mad. But now they're taking out the coding because it used to be in games that didn't have your Pokemon that weren't already available in it. You could still put it in your Pokemon storage, and that next game will have the code in there to whether if you want to import it in, you can then import it in. But with this one, you're not going to have the ability to do that. This is the first game that's doing that, and everybody's like, what the hell? What the hell? The whole thing has got to catch them all.
Exactly.
Well,
Got to
within
catch
this
them all,
one.
not got to catch some of them. The ones you want us to catch.
I don't like it.
Got to catch them all. But I think he's come out and saying, well, this could come back in a future game. No, I hope that they can work it out. Put that code in. Spend a little extra money, put the code in. Don't put all the Pokemon in. That may be too much. But at least put the code that we can import it in.
Just 99%.
Because
151 of them. The ones that I remember.
The Pokemon franchise makes a ton of money. Come
It
on,
does.
seriously. And it might be just, the development cycle. It's holding this off. Allow them more time,
Or it'll be a paid feature.
Or put it, no.
They'll be curling their mustaches going like, well, we'll
Stop
charge
it.
you
Stop
99 cents a Pokemon.
No, stop it.
Jesus
Pokemon.
Christ.
There's only 900 of them. What's the problem?
Let me show you my Pokemon. No. I love Pokemon.
Don't do this.
I liked.
Please don't do
Red.
this. Please don't do this. Yeah. And that's it. Oh, let's talk about, they recently revealed The Witcher.
Oh,
Did
yeah.
you see those pictures? He looks
Yeah.
good. He looks so good, Henry. My man,
Well-
Superman, looking good.
It's nothing new.
What?
Those look good.
Oh, your crush on Henry. But so they revealed.
Romance.
Okay, fine. They reveal. Are you jealous, Alex? Of
Oh no, you can have them.
Okay. Well, Henry's looking awesome, but I don't know. Siri, she just, I don't know. Maybe this is early Siri before she gets all badass. To me, I'm like, And then Yennefer. Here's the thing. Yennefer, it's in her like personality, the way she talks, the way she presents herself. I think that's where she gets most of her charisma. So we'll see how this particular actress plays her. I'm not really sure I'm digging it. And I don't know. I think I might be biased that I don't really like the look of Ciri and Yennefer yet, but they could convince me because I'm such a big fan of the games. And I want them to look like the game.
Well, yeah, the armor. What about the armor that we?
That picture better be fake. That
Yeah.
nutsack fucking scrotum looking armor. Are you shitting me? You're telling me that's the black arm? Hell no. There better be some there better be some special effects on that, because you can see the difference between these two. And if we have nutsacks running around here, it's gonna make
God
the
damn
show
it,
look so bad. So
How
all
would you
I'm
have to
saying
say
is
that? It's
that
gonna get stuck in my head.
Henry looks good, and please God, let this show be good. That's all I'm saying.
What?
But we have to taper your expectations, guys.
Well,
because it's not the game.
Yeah.
It's not even the books. Some people will come out and defend it. Oh, the books is this one. No, it actually doesn't even follow the books really. If you wanted to follow books, it needs to be this and this. It's its own thing. Let's give it a chance.
I'm ready. My body is ready.
Yeah,
There's a
same. I'm very
void
open
in my
to this.
life for like low fantasy. I
Yeah.
want a good fantasy show that doesn't disappoint me.
It's
Like
okay
every
if
Sunday.
it doesn't look as
Sorry.
fucking cool as the
It's your
original.
fault.
Because even the logo isn't all that cool. I don't like the logo. I like the old logo. I like the game logo. Don't like this.
Yeah, I'm ready for this because we've been wrong before with Wonder
Never.
Woman
How dare you?
and
I was
Batman,
Oh, yeah.
I was wrong
and
with Wonder
they
Woman.
were actually great. So
I was wrong with
We'll see
Batman.
about
No,
this.
upon
Jumanji?
hindsight, and Ben Affleck did,
he did good, but just
Batman-
it was
yeah.
it was bad.
But look where it
Writing.
ended up. Okay, so
It wasn't his fault. Really.
but here's the thing: we're actually optimal or hopeful for Henry as the Witcher. I think that's the one thing this one got right. It's the other ones I'm worried about. We'll see. All right.
Hopefully, it's got to be good.
Cool.
Yeah.
I think that's it. Guys, stay tuned for those posters coming soon. I'm trying to give an artist a little bit of time to finish one of them. It's one that Joe really likes, so we're trying to hopefully it'll be out soon. If not, we'll just launch it, and then you'll have to wait like a week, and that next one will come
Then
out.
you can just fill it out yourself.
Yeah.
It'll be a mystery one.
But
It's
anyways,
a loot box you pay for, and you don't know what it's
there's
gonna
no
be.
fucking loot box. You just, if you like it, you pay for it. That's the way it should be.
Yeah.
And then that's it. So thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you on the next Angry Joe Show.
Bye, guys. Be sure and subscribe and ding our dong.
And check out some merch.
Yeah.